Hi, my name is Lauralee, and this week we are talking about existential and Gestalt theory. All of my information came from our book, TAN, except logotherapy, which I pulled from Arlen Koenig on Very Well Mind, because I was having some confusion about what it meant, and it defined it as a therapeutic approach that helps people find meaning in life. It's a form of psychotherapy that is focused on the future and our ability to endure hardship and suffering through a search for purpose. So I just wanted to share that in case anyone was struggling as I was. So the theory similarities, both theories have a confrontational style. Both believe in a good therapeutic relationship. They both want the client to be self-sufficient and make their own decisions and choices. Both theories want clients to look into now and future instead of past experiences. Gestalt exaggerating tension sites and existential localizing pain is a very similar concept. The differences are that Gestalt therapy is holistic, in which clients experience themselves in every aspect of their lives, where existential theory, they hit four main areas. The strengths of existential theories described by TAN are four of them: emphasizing individual self-awareness, freedom to choose, and responsibility to live an authentic life with meaning. Directly deals with core human issues such as death, freedom, isolation, and meaningless instead of avoiding them, and views the therapeutic process as the central healing factor for the therapy of the client. And it also views the use of therapists as a crucial and effective existential therapy without notions of professional objectivity, also known as the wounded healer. The limitations, TAN talks about 5 of those. The major theoretical concepts are vague, clear, and confusing. Some therapists are confrontational, whereas inappropriate or not helpful to vulnerable clients. Some clients aren't interested in exploring death, freedom, isolation, meaningless, or meaning of life. It lacks therapist structure, techniques, and process, and it lacks attention to biological and social cultural factors. And then TAN talks about Gestalt strengths. He talks about it being here and now and in the present moment, highly values awareness of being in touch with one's own feelings and present experiences, facilitates self-actualization and self-regulations, finish or resolve unfinished business in the client's life, and balance therapeutic relationships, flexible, open, and creative therapy that can adapt to multicultural needs, which we'll also talk about that in the limitations. So one of the limitations that TAN talks about is that Gestalt therapy can possibly lead to narcissistic or self-centeredness and gross individualism. Client possibly not dealing with the past or the future, therapy ignoring or negating rational thinking, confrontational, which can be overbearing. And then again, with the multicultural, some parts of therapy do not work for multicultural needs such as Asian heritage. And then we're going to talk about the compatibility with Christian concepts. So for existential, TAN goes to describe that the way existential therapy is compatible with Christian concepts is that it covers issues and concerns of basic Christian faith. Logotherapy acknowledges spiritual or religious values, beliefs, and experiences. And therapists are to have therapeutic love and caring for their client, which is biblical in nature to love others. Where it is incompatible with Christian concepts is it's about self, and it's about doing what's best for oneself and not through Christ. It allows for people to choose their religion or no religion at all to include them. Atheism. And then Gestalt being compatible with Christian concepts, TAN says that Gestalt talks about being real and authentic, overcoming self-deception, taking responsibility for oneself. Therapy is to not leave one stuck in the past and focusing one day at a time. But where it is incompatible, the therapy can negate biblical hope for the future, lacks focus on sin and evil, and possible self-worship. It also lacks the loving of others and only thinking about oneself. Answers of death are non-existent, and when they are brought up, they aren't discussed in a biblical sense. The existential limitations on creating measurable outcome, Tan describes that it's difficult to create measurable outcomes because of the length of therapy, that the existential therapists do not appreciate controlled outcome, which does not allow for any data collection, and the effectiveness is not well documented. And then finally, the Gestalt limitations on creating measurable outcomes. All current outcomes that have been measured state that Gestalt therapy is better than none at all, but further controlled outcome research is needed. Gestalt's empty chair technique has found to be effective, and Gestalt therapy has been utilized with other therapies for client, but not singularly. The biggest focus is helping clients become self-sufficient, and that looks different in every client, so it may not be able to be measured exactly as needed.